Here we go, rock and roll, coming at you for February sketchbook. We have switched from red to blue. The blue is a little easier to control since I have it on mechanical lead. And we're firing right away, beginning of the month, with an Arthur Adams sketch of the Gillman himself, the creature from the Black Lagoon. Such a crazy, awesome design. You'll see Arthur Adams pop up along this year at various points because he is a master draftsman. His designs are too wonderful to not at least attempt. I really love the laying it out, the gesture, figuring out where everything should be for the most part, and then laying them out, giving them some shadows, doing the detail for the fins, the eyes. I should have gone back and done a little bit more with the hand because it looks like his hand's over here, but those are the fins from the back of his arm. The legs are a little bit short. You're going to see that is a problem issue that I must adjust going forward. I think I'm just about a third of the way through March, and I just really noticed that I can get the top proportions pretty spot on, but then it gets down to the legs and I'm lacking because I make them way too short. And I think that's probably the biggest problem area that I'm seeing right now with my sketches. The second of this month is this lovely beauty, Miss Miranda. I am currently kicking in for her Patreon because I'm going to be using her as one of those benchmarks to compare how better I am getting along the year. So I figured she should be compensated for as much. So doing your gesture, getting her face, I think I nailed it with the final sketch. 15 minutes. Like, these sketches are going by real quick now, so really enjoying them. I think this lady is Angel Dawn. She's a Twitch streamer, plays a lot of games. I've been messing around on Twitch lately, running into IRL streams, which K Pike Fashion is a body painter that does primarily on Saturday. She'll stream all day painting herself as a new character. It's a real fun chat. If you're checking out Twitch, I highly suggest her. I really like how these arms, I wish they were a little bit more defined. I think going forward in April, I'm going to be inking a lot more so I can define those lines a lot better. But just to give you a little glimpse of what is to come, I guess. Then the third, we have this snowplow attached to this 57 Chevy monster truck looking thing. I gotta get back into drawing cars. For some reason, I just am not digging this. In the next day's sketch of another 57, I guess that's in 2 days. No, it is the next day. So you have that sketch. What a mess. It's just sitting back here in this garage, trying to get proportions right. Just nothing was working for a damn, so just kind of had to cut my losses for the most part. Then moving forward, if you haven't been watching my Twitter stream, or if you kicked in for the last Kickstarter back in September, you'll know that my friend is doing this Ultron comic, so she asked me to do a pinup for the back of it. So this is the first workings of that. The design I worked on back in October, I think it was. I really love this face design from the Age of Ultron movie. It's just so fluid. There's so many lines that just work so well. This is the start of a puppet design for Ultron, and ultimately what basically became the Ultron pinup. This is my friend, once again, Bailey. This is from her Halloween pictures. Wanted to do some more puppet sketchings, so did this first one, and then dropped down to this one. Did a really detailed version of this drawing, and then came back and just did this little puppet design of her as well. Really like how that turned out. Then you have this Arthur Adams Godzilla sketch that just fell to pieces. Started with blue, was kind of working, was kind of not working. Went in there with red, tried fixing lines, and at that point it just became such a mess that I just went up and started doodling around with a Godzilla puppet style design. So, oh, and the Godzilla was because last year I did Gamera the day before my birthday. For my birthday last year, did a ballerina. This year, no exception. This is a mess, just like it was last year. I don't know why my hand wasn't working so well for my birthday, but kind of got a little closer to what I wanted down there, but I mean, I tried and it just wouldn't work out. So going back to these sketches from Jurassic World 2, Fallen Kingdom, whatever, I did marker sketches of these, but Pratt's head is so big on the marker sketches that it's just completely disproportionate. So went back, tried these, did a couple mock-ups of blue. Really like how the proportions look in the tiny scale one, and then scaling them up worked quite a bit. On to the T-Rex from the same movie. You have this little design. He's sitting by the wheelie ball. Came back, did this. The T-Rex has that horned dinosaur under her foot. Just really like the design, how that all looked. And I think I nailed it much better than I did with the marker sketch. One of these mechanic chicks with the acetylene torch. Really like how that face came together. Probably would try that again for a marker sketch. We'll see what the future holds. Then we have this Franzetta study of this Wendigo. I'm trying to think what it was called. But it's this like Wendigo holding down Frankenstein. Really loved it. I think it's probably going to be a sketch that I use for drawing Wrath in an upcoming issue. More on that down the road. You guys get a first peek at it though. You have this abandoned Mickey Mouse head. The place looked kind of cool, but then you have this deteriorating, huge Mickey Mouse like structure. Like it was almost like a broken mech looking thing. So I just thought it was really cool. Had to sketch it. Moving forward, the band leader himself, Kevin Cross. He posted a few of these pictures from his punk days, just rocking out. I'd say probably 10 years old at least, but him in the crowd. Then did this, came back, did his face a little bit better. I really like how those sketches turned out, even though I want to go back and clean them up quite a bit. So, on to the 16th, you have this Rey from The Last Jedi pose. I wanted to do a marker sketch of it, never got around to it, saw it on my phone, so I snapped it up and put some lines down on it. I wish I would go back in ink and maybe touch that up. I think it probably will become a marker sketch down the road. This cool little design of this light switch, and like in marker right above it, it says, "If there's a flicker of light, there is hope." Really dug it. Really like how that all looked. Pretty stylized for such a simple design. Really like how that turned out. On to the 18th, here's Sailor Jerry, my rum of choice. Does all these flash pinup style model shot, I guess, like the flash tattoos on the what do they call it, the bottle decal, I guess, but just doesn't look right. One of those days my hand just didn't want to work right, I guess. Then you have this picture of Sasha Grey, flipping off paparazzi. Jesus, my voice and words are all the heck. Another one of Miss Miranda. I really like how her face looks down there. Trying to get her hair is probably the trickiest thing of drawing her. Emma Dumont, back from my birthday, that was Ballerina. I was trying to draw this one as Polaris. Nailed her facial features a heck of a lot more. Really like how that turned out. Really looking forward to doing some more sketches of her down the road. I think that's Miss Miranda. Once again, she's got holding on to a rose. Wanted to kind of capture that. Trying to do the face a little bit more stylized. I really like the gesture pose, but this one kind of fell apart trying to get proportions right. Then on to the 23rd, you have the Suicide Girl just kind of sitting at a weird angle and trying to get the shadows in proportions right. If it was inked, you could see it a lot better, but it kind of gets messy just using the one color. But really like how her face turned out. Yeah, working on those gesture poses. This is Meg Turney from her last trip to Japan. She was wearing a kimono. It's kind of really dark lit, so it's hard to tell just exactly what. All this gets kind of muddy just because, like, it was just an off day. Even her face, like, not a huge fan of the sketch, but I mean, putting time in. Then you have the 25th in this, like, octopus stylized steampunk high heel shoe. I really like the look of this, the aesthetic. You can see getting this foot detail just perfect. Like, really happy with this drawing, even though it seems rather simple. 26, you got this cyborg chick. I wish I could get her hair done a little bit better. I really like how the facial features turned out after sketching them up there. She had this overlay over her face. Really like how that turned out as well. Another, I want to say this is Wallop, but not for sure. It's like this Grim Reaper in this warrior standing next to this gravesite and like challenging this guardian type looking thing. I just dug it. Up here you can see the warrior holding a sword. It's a little bit blurry, but down here it looks pretty well defined. And then end off the month, Zendaya on the set from Greatest Showman. I really like how this picture looks. I don't think it necessarily looks like the reference that much, but for going out of my comfort zone and trying to sketch Zendaya again, I think I'm going to give her another shot in March with ink, so I'll be looking forward to defining her a little bit better with ink after initial sketch. And then into March, we're doing another month of ink, so look forward to that. This is a skater punk ghost rider design from Jessie Sharon. She does an awesome mermaid comic, so if you want, check that out. I will try to remember to put the link down in the description, but if I don't, her name's up there. and that's her Twitter handle as well. So I will be back with the month of March, which is an inking month. Hope you're enjoying these sketchbooks as we progress into 2018 now. Peace.